Hello everyone and welcome to another video on how to make millions of credits. This video is going to deal with how to make a profit on the GTN. So you can end up with something like this. You can have millions of credits, and that was by selling on the GTN, buying low, selling high. Now, for those of you who know about the videos on my channel, you'll often find that a lot of my videos deal with buying things for low prices off the GTN and then selling them for high prices later, or buying things off the car top market for very low and then waiting a few months and then selling them on the GTN. But because all of my tips are for casual gamers who don't want to spend hours crafting or don't want to spend hours grinding credits through heroics, the only way really you can still make hundreds of millions of credits is by using the GTN and putting up auctions on the GTN and having the credits just make themselves. And so I thought it would be very helpful to just make a video about my own tips on how to make a profit off the GTN. So you've got your items, you've waited your time, you see that it's going for a lot of credits. Some tips just to have on how to make a profit. So the first very important thing is, for those of you who have not yet seen these two videos, the links are in the description below. The first video is how to make millions of credits off the GTN, which is my original video on how to play the GTN. The second video I want you to check out is actually the server switching, which is something I want to talk about in this video, but I've already gone into detail on it in another video, so I just leave the link to the description. I'll leave the link in the description below. But essentially, the idea is about server switching and how you can really make more of a profit if you just kind of keep a little bit of an eye out on how prices are fluctuating on different servers, and then you can take advantage of the 90 cartel coin character transfer to go to that server and actually sell your items there and make a lot more money. And you'll see just the benefits of that in that video. But in terms of this video, this might be a little bit of too noobish for some people who are really experienced, but this video is more meant for people who are just kind of getting accustomed to the GTN. The first thing I want to talk about is when to sell, because that's a little bit of an important thing to keep in mind in terms of, okay, when is it time to sell my item, especially when my methods deal with waiting months, but you don't really have a specified time. So the most important thing to remember is that as an active GTN player, you should keep an eye on the items which you have and at what prices they're going for. So for example, I'm getting the Covert Feed Energy Armor. Let me just put it in here. Now I look here and I see that this is 900,000 credits. And I think to myself, okay, do I want to sell it at that price? Well, I know that a few days ago when I was looking at this item and I had actually put it up for an auction, I had put it up for something like 1.8 million credits. And I know that a few weeks before that I had actually sold one for 1.8 million, or I think it was 2.2 or something million credits. So I know that this is getting put up for very high prices, and I know that I've sold one for a very high price before. So don't be so quick to sell your items. That's the number one thing. You waited this long to make sure you make a huge profit off this. If you want to make hundreds of millions of credits, you need to be patient and kind of observe the trends in terms of how items are selling for on the GTN. So now that I know I can sell this for a much higher price, I'm not going to put it up for this price because I'm not going to put up for this price because I know I can get a lot more credits out of it. So that's the first tip I would say. It's really important to know when you should sell an item, and when you quite frankly, the answer is, if you know that an item can sell for more, don't be quick to sell it. Wait, just keep sitting on it, and then when it's going for a price that you know is a good price, that's when you put it up. Now the question you might be asking is, what if it's a new item that I haven't seen before and you don't want to spend time observing how it fluctuates in the cartel market or something, you just want to put it up and sell it for a high price? Well, the answer is simple. For something like that, which is let's say for example the Frenzied Zealot Gauntlets. Let's say you have never seen this item before, and as you can see, it's that's actually another thing I'm going to get into later if it's not going for anything. But let's try to find another item. Here we go. So the Frontline Veteran Boots. Well, for me personally, this is too low. I've seen this go for higher. But let's say you just wanted to sell it. The simple answer is, if you it's all about the profit you want to make. So if you're happy with getting 80,000 credits off for this boot, then I would say sell it if you're happy with that profit. But personally, me, I wouldn't be happy with that profit. I wouldn't want to sell anything under 200,000 credits. And so I would just wait. I'd wait until I see that this gets bought up or their auctions run out. As you can see, this is going to run out in 2 hours. When their auctions run out or get bought, then I'll go back and put it up later when I see it's going for a higher price. So the simple answer is, if this is a new item that you haven't had experience with, you put it up for a price that you'll be happy with getting a profit out of. And remember, you've put a lot of money into this. If you've been using my tips, you put a lot of money, credits into this, and so you want to make sure you're getting a proper output. Now, what happens if you have an example? You have an item like this, which it isn't going for anything. Now, I've seen a few videos where people would say put it up for really, really insane prices, like, I don't know, 10 million credits. Well, my answer would be no. Once again, I have a lot of experience dealing with these items because I've sold so many of them. I've sold so many of these, for example. But if you don't know really what they're going for, I would say first you should always check just how much the other sets of the armor is going for. So for example, I can see that the boots are selling for 150,000, the braces are selling for 75,000, the greaves are selling for 200,000, and so obviously the helmet and the upper body armor are going to be selling for a lot more. But I look at this and I realize, okay, this is just the gloves, and I know for a fact that if people are going to be paying 200,000 for the greaves and only 150,000 for the boots, people aren't going to be willing to pay like 1 million credits for the gloves. So I would probably put this at something around 300,000 credits. Judging on just how the other armor sets are going, because you want to put it up for a price that you think people will buy it for. There's no point in just putting this up for 5 million credits or 1 million credits and then kind of just Hail Mary, hopefully someone buys it, because your items aren't really going to get sold that way. The best way you can make a profit is just observing the trend of how the other items are going. So that would be my second tip. That kind of deals with the 3 scenarios you're gonna experience. One scenario is you know what an item goes for, you have a lot of experience selling that item, and so you kind of already know which price will give you a profit. The second scenario is what if you don't know anything about an item? Well, then the answer is make sure you're getting a profit you're happy with, and if you're not, it never hurts to just wait. It never hurts to just wait and sit on an item. And the third scenario is if there's nothing, you check out the other armor sets. The other armor pieces of that armor set, and you can judge, just roughly approximate what you think someone will buy it for. It's very important to keep track of the emblem here. A gold armor, like for example, a gold armor piece should never really sell for anything lower than anything low. It should never be selling for like 150, 200,000 credits. It should always be upwards, close to 1 million. It should always be. Because gold means rare, and if people are selling it for lower, you just wait. Wait for those things to get sold, wait for those things to leave the cartel market, because the fact is this is a gold item. It's going to be rare, and as people buy and use it, it's going to become less and less available in the GTN. So keep a track, and I know that this is a bronze armor, so that's why I would be fine with selling the gloves for something like 400,000, 500,000 credits, because it's a bronze armor piece. If something was a gold armor piece of gloves, I'd probably be more inclined to sell it for 1 million, 1.5 million credits, because it is gold, and if people want to complete their armor set for their collection, they should have to pay high prices for it if it was a gold. So once again, keep track of how what the emblem is and its rarity. Aside from that, I guess those are kind of the tips I have for how to make a profit. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment. Just leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer it. But those would just kind of be the tips I wanted to give in terms of when you're actually going out to sell your items. Those are some important things to keep in mind. Because the bottom line is, if you don't sell your items for as high as you can possibly sell them, you're not going to be making a huge profit off of your items. And once again, I'm totally talking from experience, because I have undersold my items a lot in the past, and I have lost out on millions and millions of credits because I've sold it way too early, or I sold it way too quickly, or just wanted to sell my items, and then it turns out that I could have sold them for way more credits later, and so I lost out on a lot of credits. And so when you're dealing with items in bulk, and you're dealing with hyper crates, and you've opened them and you're sitting on the items, or you've bought a bunch off the GTN, it's very important to know when to sell. And once again, that comes from experience, but I'm just trying to give you guys some of the things I've learned from my experiences. I really hope this video helped, and catch you guys later.